Shiro Kuro's back, and we're here to talk about what's meta. This just in, but the war is cancelled apparently. We can all go home. Everyone's getting plat. There's currently a swimsuit Mika bug where you can cast her EX right as her rapid fire mode ends for 0 cost. Based on their statement regarding this, it's safe to assume that it's not intended. I haven't been able to replicate it yet because the execution's a little bit tight, but I'll leave a link in the description for those that are curious. In any case, this looks like our first fest present. Everyone gets to slack for the weekend and enjoy the festivities. If you're curious about how Shiro Kuro went aside from that, watch on. It really didn't make much of a difference to the average raider, to be honest. This season is the very rare urban terrain of Shiro Kuro. It's the first that I've ever seen it since I started playing Blue Archive. This is important since terrain can cause a damage swing of up to 62% between a character's best and worst terrain. We'll start off with Insane Yellow since that's the fastest. Put simply, Uniform Narrow is killing it.
Huh? また仕事か?
The last time we had Yellow Insane was in May of 2025. That was a typical indoor, so it was everyone's favorite Pink Princess's time to shine. Enter Urban though, and it's Uniform Narrow's turn now. The fastest run at the time of this video is Swimsuit Nagisa, 2 flavors of Seiya, Hare, and Ewok, Swimsuit Shiroko. By the power of bald magic, they achieve a finish in 3 EXs, 2 in the Shiro half, and 1 whopping 10 million EX in the Kuro phase. The slower, more stable variants kill in 4 EXs, 2 in the first half, and 2 in the later. When they're not being curb stomped, you're supposed to have to deal with giant balls and amusement rides, but we're just killing too fast for that now. Aside from the very recent bosses, Insane is generally at a place where we ignore the bulk of the mechanics and pray that the random bombs don't hit the wrong supports. We leave Phase 1 before a death ball rolls our way, and Kuro's either down before any rides have even launched, or the DPS has enough convenient meat shields to tank rides to the end. What I'm saying is, Insane is cooked. Well, how is Torment faring, you ask? Well, thank you for asking. We'll go to Purple next. In Torment, we at least have to respect the rolling balls. We haven't quite gotten to the point where we can just ignore them yet. Ever since Armed Hoshino's release, she's been the go-to pick for bouncing balls back since she creates cover while being a tank with a defense down buff. Overloaded as hell kit? You're telling me. Recently, we got Tsukuyo in a dress, so striker cover creation isn't Hoshino's exclusive domain anymore. However, Tsukuyo doesn't feature a defense down buff, so for Torment, it's still Hoshino's game. We'll see what kind of play Tsukuyo finds come Lunatic. Purple is also a story of terrain. For the last 2 runs, Nozomi was queen. She ran a train. A few trains on Shiro and Kuro for the fastest clear of indoor. Mika, though, this girl's crazy on her A game. With a bit of luck, she's 2-shotting Shiro and 3-shotting Kuro for a total of 5 EXs. The more stable variants go for 3 shots in Phase 1 and 3 shots in Phase 2. Imagine this, but with better luck. The more aggressive timelines feature mold of both survival and damage, whereas the more conservative timelines sacrifice some cost for less survival gambling. Finally, Blue. It's the first interesting Torment in a while. There's a decent amount of variation in the serviceable comps from EX damage to auto and normal damage, courtesy of all the normal attack buffers we've been getting recently. Blue as a color is in an interesting place. It's got 2 Fest characters in Wakamo and Kuroko, but neither of them can fully use the hyper buff set of crit, EX damage, attack, and color. If you're going to be pedantic, yes, Wakamo uses all the components, but the splitting of her damage between pure EX, EX accumulation, and the normal skill just doesn't have the same oomph as the Fest DPS of the other colors. While Purple and Yellow are torn to shreds in one team, Blue is requiring a proper 2-team setup. Running 2 teams for Torment? What is this, 2024? Phase 1 is having a decent amount of variety. Unsurprisingly, the fastest comps are using Maid Aris. The newcomer Doomlord Subaru is performing decently well though after getting shown up by Mars and S.Mika in Hieronymus. It is a bit expensive though since most people don't have Subaru, much less UE61, nor Ritsu, the special attack speed buffer who people were pretty on the fence about. Some people are also using the old guard Wakamo to get through Phase 1 at least, even with imperfect terrain. It's not fast, but it gets the job done if you want to save the borrow for Phase 2. Phase 2 has a surprise best pick. Drum roll. Yep, it's Mika. She's pulling double duty this time. She's the strongest purple and also the strongest blue of Phase 2. Way to carry on Yellow Mika's legacy of not staying in her lane. She runs a mock flag to safety by Track Yuka. With the power of buff duration, Kuro goes down in 8 rapid fire EXs. Or you can use the tried and true run a bunch of auto attackers with new Yurikari for the blue buff and blocking. Tack on Magical Suzumi for the relatively new normal, basic, and sub-skill buff, and you've got an acceptable Phase 2. It doesn't quite compete with the Pink Monster's output, but it doesn't have to deal with reposition shenanigans. That's the gist of this Shiro Kuro. For the trophy borders, the general sentiment at the time of this video is that anyone who can clear both torments should get plat. Emphasis on should. You never know what the Bald Horde is capable of. These are the comps I personally ran. I feel like it should be fine. That's all for this time. I'll see y'all again after Fest.